In this lesson, we're going to see how to get information about every file or directory that we have in our computer, and most importantly, how to be able to read and understand the information that the terminal is going to give us about our files or directories. And the command we need to do this is ls space -l, which means I want more details about these files. Can you give me more details about these visible files here? We hit enter and we get this. And this is very important because every information that the terminal is going to give you about your files and folders, they're always going to be like this. So we have now to understand very clearly what this means. And it's quite simple now that you know the things in the previous lesson. So let's see. What it's telling us here is the name of the file or folder that we have. Here you have the time when the file was last edited or created. Here this is the size of the file, and this is not very readable, but we're going to see how to make this more readable in later. Now this is the group. This is the group to which this application folder is assigned. Okay, so this folder is assigned to the group staff. All this one are assigned to the group staff. This files, for example, is assigned to the group _guest. Okay, next one, MacBook. This is the owner. Very important. It means that this folder belongs to MacBook. Okay. Next number is not very interesting, it's not very important, is the number of links that this files or folder has, but it's not very interesting. It means that there are 4 files or folders that are linked to these files, but really it's not interesting for our purposes. Now this is very important instead, these numbers here, these characters here. Let's see them one by one. Okay, the first one is just telling you whether this is a file or a folder, a directory. So if it is a D, it means that this one here is a directory, which means a folder. If this is not a D, but it is this character, this minus character, it means that this one here is a file. And in fact, if you look at this grass desktop is a image file, while application of course is a folder. Okay, so for example here I see that new text.txt is a file. Let's check this. Where is it? Here it is. New text.txt is in fact is telling us the first character is this minus, so it means that it is a file. Okay, now this other character here. Okay, the last one, it can be present or not, we don't care. This at or this plus, it's not important to our purposes. Some systems, they don't even have it, so do not worry at all about this. But this one, they're important. Okay, these are divided in groups of 3. So the first 3, the second 3, and the third 3 characters. You remember that we talked about how any files or folders in the system, the Linux system, is either writable, readable, writable, or executable. Okay, this is telling us that the first 3 characters, they refer to the owner of the file. And they're telling us that the owner can read, write, and also execute the file. Okay, the second 3 character refer to the group to which this folder is assigned, the group stuff, and they are telling us that this folder is the group stuff can read this folder, they cannot write this folder. In fact, there is not a W here, there's just a line. And they can, yes, they can execute the file. Okay, And the third group of 3 characters are telling us they refer to everyone else. Okay, so everyone else who's not the owner, who's not the user of this group, everyone else can read this file. They cannot write on this file, but they can execute this file. Okay, so let's see another one which is a little bit more interesting, which is this one. We remember that the first character, what it is, it's telling us if it is a directory or a file, and this is a file. The first 3 characters refers to the owner, so this 3 character refers to the owner Mark, and they're telling us that Mark can read the file, he can write the file, but he cannot execute the file. Then the other 3 refers to what? Do you remember? They refers to the group underscore guest, and they're telling us that this group underscore guest can read the file, but they cannot write the file. They cannot execute the file. And the third 3 characters, the last one I told you we're not interested in, the third 3 characters are telling us they refer to everyone else. So everyone else who's not Mark, who is not in the group underscore guest, everyone else can read this file, but they cannot write it. You see there's no W, and they cannot execute it. There is no X. Okay, so now we really know everything we have to know about the output of the information that the terminal tells us about every file or folder in our system.